Hey, by Jove, it's Sherlock Holmes. Let's play a game. The fate of Black Peter. Riddle on the rails. Bloodbath. The Abbey Grange affair. The Kew Gardens drama. Half Moon Walk. Right. Let's pick one. Riddle on the rails. How do I mean spooky? It's not really a horror game, so to speak. Yes. Riddle on the rails. What will Sherlock Holmes discover?
To the countryside will be good for you, Holmes.
Hmm.
As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene.
It's got his deer hunter cap on.
Bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is. The one we're going to visit.
He is a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
Mycroft.
Sherlock.
Oh, Mr. Holmes? Perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
A good story, by the
I
way.
remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We're about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the Crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need? Help? Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That is the point. You think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Robin Hood's Merry Men?
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further.
Mrs. Hudson, tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
Yeah, I have a feeling that good old Sherlock would be more at home with sitting around in his offices, shooting live ammo from guns in the wall and partaking with a little bit of the opium. I think that sounds like more of the Sherlock Holmes of the novels. So let's take a look around and see the. It's pretty interesting here. He's got his. We get to kind of look in the mind of Sherlock Holmes, and so far I'm a little unimpressed. It's a little disorganized, but to be honest, Sherlock Holmes is kind of disorganized. He's more of a he's a really good observer, but he seems to be like a little all over the place. There's Toby. Toby's his dog. Hey, Toby, how's you going? Looks like the sun is flickering again. The analysis table, huh?
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Got his analysis, got his study of medical stuff. Got his traditional conspiracy board. I think that's pretty standard for anybody that's an American citizen nowadays. He's got his conspiracy board. Look, he's got bullets from live ammo that he shot in the wall. It's like a very Holmesian kind of thing to do. Just, usually to test something, to test the bullet or the velocity of a bullet, there's some excuse. He's not just randomly shooting guns in his office. There's some classic paintings. He seems to enjoy the arts. He's got his violin stand here, where he's an accomplished violinist, a little bit of an eclectic character. There's all his information. So before the internet, children, you Gen Zers, who I'm ashamed to say, as a lonely old man, that you would be probably around the age of my kids, some of you. Before the internet, people had to collect information from books and newspapers. You've probably heard this a million times from your elders and the boomers, but it's true. So yeah, Sherlock Holmes would always have on hand like newspapers dating back centuries. He would collect old newspapers.
I can always consult with it if needed.
His encyclopedias.
I can always consult with it if needed.
Looks like he's in the middle of a bit of chess. Of course, he wouldn't be a proper Englishman if he didn't have his tea here. He's got his little tea, his chess set. He's probably in a lively game of chess with Watson. It's pretty. Let's take a look here. What do we got? I think these are from other cases. Is there anything new? Riddle on the rails, a late night railway station, incoming train, an impossible riddle. Holmes and Watson return from holiday, evolves into a tale of intrigue. Okay, we don't want to look at this. This is going to reveal... What are we doing? Can we change? Are we on the right thing? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, we're all over the place now. Don't look at that stuff. It'll reveal... Okay, so... Let's talk to Watson and see... It's been a long time since I played this game, but I remember being pretty impressed.
Holmes, please call a cab while I pack my suitcase. We shall be late for the train.
Ooh, maybe we have some adventures from the jungle. We got some tiger skin there. Some sabers. Different types of swords. Got some different hunting lodge stuff. We got some goats and some deer or something. Got a model boat. Looks like an African spear, maybe. Got a... This is Watson's room, I think, because you can tell by the medical, there's the medical practitioner looking over a child, with the parents forlorn. Yeah, I think this is Watson's room. I don't know how... Here's Holmes's room. We've got some... Looks like a biblical scene of sorts, maybe? Maybe a medieval scene? See an angel and some men riding horses. Is that the apocalypse? Is that the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse he has just hanging out in his room? That's kind of morbid. Not sure. Sherlock Holmes is written as a very analytical, scientific person that didn't believe in superstitions or even logical things like that could not be proven, like supernatural, like supernatural things that many people that do practice science believe, because it can't be proven, but it can't be unproven. So science would say to wait till to find an answer, and some people will still, you know, accept both religious and scientific concepts. It's been true through most of history. In fact, one could say that religion out of paganism gave rise to scientific thought. But how do you say, Holmes is very scientific, but Conan Doyle, the writer, was a very much a spiritualist and superstitious person. He believed in all kinds of things, including bordering on the ridiculous with like fairies. He believed people would take these vintage, there's a society that they'd come up with these bogus photos of fairies, and it's unsure whether he really believed in the power of fairies or not, but he you know, definitely like was part of the society that had these, you know, take these bogus photos of fairies and sell them to people, and people would believe them. And he was also maybe into seances, I think. So Conan Doyle, the author, was a very eccentric kind of dude. We have our costumes. Holmes is renowned for his changing to different costumes and is a master of disguise. So let's just see. Hope he got his glasses. Let's see how. Oh yeah, we gotta. It's unrecognizable now. Let's see if we can. That's funny. Let's. I kind of like the classic Holmes, I gotta say. Ooh, that's. Yeah, but there's. You know, you'd often surprise Watson. There multiple adventures where Watson thought Holmes was dead, and then he'd reappear in some disguise and surprise him. Yeah, I think we'll go with the classic Sherlock Holmes. He's got the neck beard going on. Okay. All right. Let's just go with old-fashioned Holmes here.
Holmes, please call a cab while I pack my suitcase. We should be
Right.
late for the train.
Indeed.
Watson, I'll hold a cab for us. We leave in 5 minutes for the station.
1 week later. That's SpongeBob. 1 week later. A moment later. Gameplay or diff. Okay. Yeah.
What a gloomy night. It was warmer inside the waiting hall.
Since the station master told us that the train is about to arrive, we should not have to wait very much longer.
Yes, at last.
Attention! The train is arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
I'll take your bags and your blasted archive suitcase. But, Holmes, the headlight, it's faded away.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain what has happened?
I don't know. It's as if the train vanished into thin air.
Holmes, say something.
Quick, fetch a lantern and let us take a
Great Scott!
It's too dark. Only fog and rails, nothing else.
There is no use in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow.
Interesting, very mysterious. A disappearing train. Is it a ghost train? Alright, let's... In casebook, there's... Efsham. Solve the mystery of the vanishing train. Let's just see what we have. I don't think we'll have any... it only let us choose one, huh?
Well, here we are again at Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead. Let us begin our investigation. This suitcase contains my archives. We can consult with it if needed. It is fortunate that we took it with us.
It's the rolling hills of Brittany. I think. I don't know what part of the UK we're in, but... I'm not even well enough versed in British history to know what the... I think Queen Victoria... I think the United Kingdom has been a thing for a long time, but I don't know. If you're British or part of the United Kingdom, if you're Welsh or Scottish or Irish, let me know how long the United Kingdom's been a thing and how all that politically works. I need that in a paragraph. It has to be 5 sentences long. You got it. Okay. We got over here. Well, it won't let me go any further this way. It's fascinating. It's like I'm stuck in the Matrix.
Trains can't just vanish without leaving a trace. It isn't possible, is it, Holmes?
I concur. Don't be mad at me. Okay. The Great Pain Cure. Railway Magazine. There's the old classic royal crest above with the lion and the unicorn. I actually have a... I'm like 50% British or something, apparently. So one of these so-called legit tests say. So people have been getting me British things, which I do appreciate. But I have a cast iron replica that my sister got me at a garage sale, but it's pretty darn legit and very well crafted, of the royal crest, and it's got the lion and the unicorn. So very, very long-standing symbol of the United Kingdom and especially Britain. The broad gauge locomotives, Western Rail, the Great Eastern Railway hotels, the Idland Hotel. Some different destinations. Is there anything interesting? Holmes is kind of a master of observation. I am not so much. Yep, let's
This
go.
map will be useful.
I like it. I like his bravado. Stripping a map off the wall. I love it. Okay, now we kind of get an idea of the railway situation. Looks like there's a lake and a gorge, and then there's the rail that runs through it. And supposedly, the train just disappeared. So maybe it's in the gorge or the lake or somewhere. Whose bike is this? I don't know. What's in here?
First of all, let us examine the area where the train disappeared.
Indeed. He's English, so he's got his priorities in order. There's no dilly-dallying or futzing around with this fella. Was it on this side that the train disappeared? We'll find out, because they'll just send us back, I think. If we go too far.
This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night.
He has, like, really good spatial awareness. Like, I would not be able to, like, make that accurate of a guess. Like, just... It's so many feet, and...
A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train.
Okay, now we can kind of...
There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. Railway sleepers, nothing unusual.
Getting out of old-timey mode. Interesting. So there's a bottle. Can we pick it up?
Item, possibly thrown from the train. There are no tracks or footprints on the ground.
Well, then what is this stuff?
Railway sleepers.
Is that paint?
unusual.
Was it painted recently?
What should we do next, Holmes?
Am I missing something?
Railway sleepers, nothing unusual. A discarded item, possibly thrown from... There are no tracks or footprints on the ground.
Interesting. Well, I forget we can pick stuff up, but I have a feeling we're not going to discover... It's not going to let us pick anything up and examine it more thoroughly. Seems like more of a Holmesian kind of thing to do. Let's see. Evesham. The ticket office, eh? Don't think we've been in the...
First of all, let us examine the area where the train disappeared.
What am I missing? Okay, thank goodness. Got a brisk jog in here. Okay, so we know that's about as far as we can go. Is there anything else?
A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train. Railway sleepers, nothing unusual. The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here. There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track, nor are there any other traces. There is nothing whatsoever. There are no clues. But then, a negative result is also a result.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. No clues, and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile on occasion. This mystery appears very promising.
Okay. Interesting. Find out more about the... We got some new objectives. Find more information about the banished train. We inspected the train. Got a railway map. Let's go to the ticket office. Oop. Let's go to the ticket office. Come on, Watson. It's time to get your morning jog in. Along with my 2,000 calorie diet, I also like brisk jogs to keep in shape. Now, Sherlock Holmes is kind of on the thin side, and his brother is kind of on the chubby side. That's Mycroft. That was, you saw earlier. Ooh, the ticket master's not here. Maybe I'll take the liberty of looking in his office.
A telegraph.
Huh, indeed.
A telegraph.
Can we read it? Can I go to first person view? Can't remember. Is there a first person view? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I just don't know.
A telegraph.
A telegraph? Is a telegraph... Yeah, that's, Is it Alexander Graham Bell that invented the telegraph? Or did he invent the phone? Or am I thinking of somebody else? Or is it... I know, like, Morse code, invented by somebody with the last name of Morris, is the thing where you type in, like, you'd be like, type in, or you wouldn't type, you would just click and it would make these beeping noises, and you would be able to send signals, and there was a whole, like, decoder, and it would, you know, vary depending on what code that you wrote, and very interesting. Message to all stations. Mr. Robinson's located at the Bridlington station.
A new telegram.
I think we should meet this Mr. Robinson.
Was he on the ghost train? And there's definitely... Mycroft mentioned some kind of terrorist group or something. Line Nottingham? You mean like we're Robin Hood of lore? Line Nottingham to London. Type train liner number 324. Composition locomotive coal. Car, first class car. Postal wagon, special wagon ordered by Mr. Robinson. Second class car. So Mr.
Here is the train set.
Mr. Robinson wasn't a high roller, per se. He's related to Mrs. Robinson. Someone should warn him about his wife. It's a Simon and Garfunkel song from the 70s. They were like the Kanye West of the 70s. Or whoever's, I don't know who's hip now, Taylor Swift. They were the Taylor Swift of the 70s. Line Nottingham, London. Train number 324 composition. Yeah. What are we doing, Watson?
The whole train
Watson!
just disappeared. It's unbelievable.
Gotta put it in the Guinness Book of World Records or something. So yeah, what do we do next then? Yeah, we must find this Mr. Robinson. Ooh, a new character. Is this Mr. Robinson? It's the station master. I don't think we need to let him know that we
Good morning.
took a look in his office.
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective. Will you be investigating what happened?
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor people inside it, the passengers, the driver.
Let's take a look at this fella. Fully gray hair. Honorary badge, so he must appreciate his job. Ooh, he's got spots of earth. Has he been digging a grave? He's a married man. If he's married, he's probably digging a grave to bury his wife. That's a that was a dark joke. Okay. Information about the train. Okay. We got the full info.
Could you please give us any details about the train?
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I can recall. My memory's not what it used to be. However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report. It's inside my office.
Indeed.
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry some value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows. And they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private. And it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
You know, if Mr. Robinson was on the train.
Was there anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington station saying that the train had been delayed because of an issue with the passengers. What kind of problem that they didn't say?
That is interesting. You mentioned a problem at Bridlington station. I should like to visit this station. Could you mark it on the local map?
Of course. It's a suburban railway station. You might take a cab there.
See you later, my good man.
Yeah, I like the thing I think that made Sherlock Holmes such an attractive character is he was very alien in a way that was hard to relate, but what made him relatable was that he was able to solve mysteries by almost the pure power of observation. So it made you, as a reader, it made you think if your observational skills were just keen enough that you could, you know, be brilliant. And there's something to being alert and being observant, but it definitely, like, it was a smart ploy on the part of Conan Doyle to make Sherlock Holmes relatable in that way. That he would come up with, he would know that if you were like part of an organization, or if you were married, or where you'd been in the morning, or like how many children you have, or like, you know, the just obscure facts about you, like by just observation. He just was a keen student of observation. All right, let's go to Brightelton, so that's on the other side. There's probably at least one more station in between, my guess. Let's try deductions this time. Train vanished with people. Yes, there's. Huh. No traces of train. Special wagon. The vanished train was carrying a special wagon ordered. Now we're trying to figure out what happened. Ordered by Mr. Robinson. It could contain something very important. Train vanished with all the people. Yeah, I don't think we know enough information yet. But this would be what Holmes would refer to as his mind palace, where he would go in to replay scenarios of what could happen. And this game does a good job of you actually see like shadows of the past as Holmes trying to figure out what exactly happened. So here we are at the Brightelton station. Yes, Watson, what is
The
it?
train just disappeared.
I know, Watson. Okay. We're in the mail room.
Railway post bags.
Ah. Anything in particular?
Railway post bags.
So nothing in particular. Well, this station's hopping. It's like we got an American. I can tell he's American because he looks like John Goodman. He's fat and he has a cowboy hat. I think that's a safe bet. All right. Howdy. You come in to rip us off, Mr. Robinson? Mr. Robinson? I've heard about you.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
He's
My name is
Australian.
Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are not from the railway company. We are...
Well, in that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me, but I'm not in the mood for idle chit-chat at the moment.
All right, let's see what we can learn of Mr. Robinson. Man of mystery. John Goodman type character. Got his Australian hat. That's pretty forward, and along with his accent, I think that's not going to be hard to figure out. Okay. Expensive clothes. It's a high roller in Australia. Snakeskin boots. Crocodile skin. We're missing something. What are we missing, buddy? What do you got going on? It's got some healthy jowls. It's a little big for his britches. There's something on top of his hat. Oh, okay. It says something like heavy gold ring, looks like. So let's see if we can look at his fingers. I can't see his fingers. Oh, here we go. TR, huh? What's TR stand for? Mr. Robinson.
You must be Mr. Robinson, is that correct?
Yes?
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah,
Sounds like a novel.
all right.
All
I
right
have
then.
nothing to hide.
Well, if he gives a scuff, we'll return him back to the colony because Australia was a prison camp from the British would send their prisoners to, and then it became a country. We'll just send you back to Australia.
I presume it was you who placed the order for the special wagon.
Special.
Yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. My prototype is a revolutionary device. It is capable of producing electricity. I'm a businessman and an engineer. I had already found several potential customers for my invention. But I was very optimistic about the directors' board who were travelling on the train last night.
And they disappeared?
You mentioned a director's board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean Barcazas Company. I had made an appointment with them. Now they are lost, along with the train and my prototype.
What do you know about the Barcazas Company?
It's a large South American company. They showed a great deal of interest in my prototype, and they seemed wealthy enough to do business with.
The prototype value?
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
For God's sake, sir, it is priceless. It could change the world we live in, and yet I was selling it for almost nothing. I am a humanitarian, you see. I do not know if I will ever be able to get over this disaster. I cannot believe that it disappeared with that damn train.
Crikey! Were you on the train?
Mr. Robinson, could you please clarify? Were you traveling alongside your prototype?
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
I received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been delayed, so I chose to wait a while. But despite my requests, the train left the station without me. Absolutely unacceptable.
The timetable is strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
Goodbye, sir.
Good grief. Well, there's I mean, I see why he's frustrated. It sounds like a very important invention that was misplaced with the train, but I don't think it's necessarily on the nefarious means of the station master. Who's this fella? Angry passenger, huh?
This is an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies. No respect for the customer.
Okay, Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio. Let's see what you got going on here. Work clothes. Ticket. Cheap ticket. Married. Rough skin. Is a working man.
Please calm down, sir. What is your concern?
Concern? What is my concern? I'll tell you what my concern is. Last night, I were on the train as usual with my colleague, heading home. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector, who started arguing that our tickets were invalid. He made us get off the train, and he was extremely rude about it.
Were you aboard the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it disappeared. But I don't care because we would have stopped before then anyway. Our tickets were valid and no doubt about it. And then, to top it all, the ticket inspector pushed everyone else out too, except for a bunch of rich. Well, of course their type don't need a ticket.
Like we've got some class tensions. Boy, I've never heard that problem ever in history. Portrait of the rich.
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
Goodbye, sir. The ticket inspector forced all the passengers from the train except for the directors of the Barcazes Chilean Company.
Ah. So were the rich Spanish people interested in buying the Australian's prototype? Is that what it was? I don't know. So maybe he stole the prototype or did something to kind of... Who knows? I don't want to jump to conclusions, though. Everybody seems to have a reason to be angry.
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes.
It's a bit young to be a station master, maybe.
The unfortunate disappearance of last night's train.
I see. I'm Station Master Bertram, but my supervisor has not informed me about this. I do not know if...
Do not worry. I have only a few questions.
Problem with the passengers?
Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported a problem with some passengers last night.
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But yesterday, everyone was asked to get off the train here at my station. I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with two furious passengers who are complaining about the company's service. They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to the regulations, you see. There are very strict and clear rules. Paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Yes, thank you. I understand.
Yeah, for being an enforcer for solving so many crimes, Sherlock Holmes is kind of not very, like, with it in regards to just the law and stuff. He's kind of a crazy dude. Yeah, so I think this guy, I feel bad that they're all mad at him because I think he's trying his best to do a good job, and he obviously cares about his job, and he's kind of young blood trying to prove himself, and I think that's always admirable. Let's take a look, see what we can see. It looks like he hasn't slept. It's young age, but he's definitely stressed. Anything on your hat? Nothing on your hat. Clean clothes, so he cares about his appearance. Instructions, so he's a very by-the-book kind of guy. Ink smudges.
Apart from the passengers disembarking, did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did, and I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I have worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
I see. Apart from the passengers
I did, and I mentioned it in my report to our higher management on the matter.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I have worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
Let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
And you are obstructing the investigation of an important case. I would suggest that you cooperate with Mr. Holmes. Think of your career.
Ah, that is... Well, I'll tell you everything. First of all, I scolded the ticket inspector, for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so. He was very rude. And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
What did the telegram say?
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it for yourself.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not.
Okay, what do these all have in common? Did the Chilean stay on the train because of the telegram? No. No, no. Ooh. Interesting. The Chilean stay on the train was just a coincidence. The train conductor overlooked them. The directors of the Chilean Barzias company were intentionally left on the train. The controller removed all passengers from the train. It's probably the most likely thing is that it was an accident, maybe, but let's just assume there's something afoot. This is a Sherlock Holmes story. If we can change our mind later. Chileans were left. Okay, I don't think we're gonna get anything else.
Don't touch anything, please.
See if we can touch some stuff. Let's be respectful. Okay. And we have the luggage area. Okay, we've already been here. Just the mail room.
Railway post bags.
Who's that fella? Rattleton, what's in here? Ooh. My goodness, Holmes, do you not know how to walk? We can't descend the stairs. I guess we're probably not supposed to be in whatever this thing is. Okay. Oh no. Is there anything over here? Maybe not. talk to this fella. How you doing, sir? Are you enjoying looking at the side of a building wall? Yes, this fence is interesting. Did Tom Sawyer say that if you painted the fence, that it was the most exciting thing ever? It's watching paint dry. Oh, that rapscallion Tom Sawyer from the Americas. Okay, let's try Chesterfield. See if we have any luck in Chesterfield. Financial report about the advanced full of errors, barely readable, it's hard to understand. Yeah, it could have been just the mishandling of it, but I have a feeling there's something more afoot. Thomas Robinson, a wealthy man who holds high position in society, clear to get his expensive clothes. Blah, blah, blah. Specialized worker, he has no baggage. He takes the train of daily bits, working back. The station master Brown is fairly young, he tries to keep his uniform clean, he's sent to his duties. He has some writing a great deal. So he could have filled out the forms to, like, keep the Chileans on the train, maybe. For some reason. His first serious position. This man is in his 60s, he's been married a long time. So this guy's about to retire, so he's probably not really interested in solving mysteries. So we got the station master close to retirement, the young blood, and we'll see who runs this station.
This bin is full of empty bottles.
Interesting. Somebody's been drinking. Just the tickets. Ticket, please. Guy looks a little inebriated or tired or both. Well, before we disturb him, let's see if we can find anything. Excuse me, Watson.
A telegraph.
Ah. Yep, and here's the Morse code.
I had thought that all station masters knew the Morse code, but apparently not.
Looks like a man of leisure.
How could he fall asleep at work like this? Excuse me, sir. Wake up. Ah, his breath. He must have swallowed half a distillery.
And that explains the how.
By his sleeping off the alcohol, you mean? Wake up, please, sir.
Huh? What? The 18-hour 72 train has arrived?
Good day to you. We are investigating the disappearance of last night's train, and we should like to ask you a few questions.
Train passengers.
Were there any passengers who got off that particular train at your station last night?
No, nobody, it seems to me. Although I did not leave my office, so...
No doubt you were very busy.
You don't say. You can't ever get any peace around here. Now you have to send a telegram each time a
He
train...
does seem like the more fun train master. Okay, let's see. It's obviously inebriated. Red nose. Some fishing line. Why would he have fishing line? Interesting. Married. He's got his flask. I think you just have to observe the red nose of the flask to figure it out. Sort of a little overkill. Is there... He's got clean clothes on. Give him... Married. All three conductors are married, I think. Oh, no, we already got all of it. So maybe he fishes in his spare time, or if he doesn't, then why does he have a fishing line, and does that have something to do with the plot? Strange message.
Master Bertram from Bridlington showed me a strange telegram that he received from you last night. It concerned the train, but it was barely comprehensible.
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
All right, we'll do the same thing with the other guy and see if we can get him to spill.
You were not tired, you were inebriated. Tell me the truth now, or I shall not hesitate to document your...
It's funny because Sherlock Holmes is a drug
My
addict.
friend means that you will end up by being sacked from your position.
All right. So I was drunk.
I like how we're like harassing all these
Say, to be truthful,
like fiction
don't go
people.
harsh on me.
Holmes, this man has consumed a considerable amount of alcohol. He's not entirely helpless yet, but...
It will not be long before he is. Obviously, his testimony cannot be trusted.
So I guess the middle station was high on spirits. So the first station guy was about to retire. The last one was young blood that's trying to keep up with a bunch of regulations, and the middle guy was high on spirits. Okay. What do we got? Yep. So Chester was drinking, he was very drunk. So he's not going to remember what happened. Chesterfield Station was full of errors. And this is the Chesterfield Station, right? Yeah. So it actually might be an error. You might have to rethink our position, because I don't think that he, unless he's pretending to be drunk, which would be very clever. And I don't know why he has fishing line. That's a little suspicious. But like, you know, I'm just going to assume that it might have been an error. And the directors of bars coming in and rained on the train, and we don't know why. Robinson stepped off the train after he received a telegram. But did he ever meet up with him? And I think the answer is no. Alright. I think we saw everything that we could see in the office. Is there anything I missed?
I had...
Yeah, so there's... So, because he was learning Morse code, he could have maybe not relayed the message properly.
Locked. There is no sense in asking the station master to open it. We shall have to pick the lock.
Interesting. I'm feeling that this is going to be not my cup of tea. I have no idea. Okay. Alright, there's gotta be...
These tools were used quite recently. They're still muddy. We should ask about them.
Somebody did some digging. Didn't the first station master had dirt on his sleeves, I feel like. The other one had ink. Is there anything else? There's our driver. It's a fancy buggy. Some lamp posts. What's that sound? But I heard something. Doncaster. Waiting hall. It's like nobody's in the waiting hall. Looks like a bag and some suitcases. Railway magazine. It doesn't look like there's anything that really stands out. Thing in these newspapers. Is there anything in the warehouse? Handle car wheelbase.
Car wheelbase.
Ah, that's...
Interesting. It appears that elements of the same construction were scattered everywhere. Watson, please tell me, do you believe in magic?
Do you believe?
Not Holmes.
Then you are of the opinion that a train cannot simply disappear.
Well, we both know that that is obvious. Why are you asking such peculiar questions?
A little patience, Watson. You will understand my point quite soon. So, are you quite certain that you saw the train at Evesham Station?
Yes, of course. We saw it coming. The headlights, and heard the whistle.
It's not the train, it's the...
We didn't see the train itself.
But... Oh, Holmes, I'm a little confused.
It's the railway cart. Yeah, it's that, one dude gets on one side, the other guy gets on the other side, and it's supposed to go along the rail tracks.
Wheelbase.
Yeah. Brilliant. I'm gonna say it's an accident for now. Okay. See if we can reconstruct.
I should use the appropriate object here.
Aha!
I should use the appropriate object. I should use the... I should use the appropriate object.
There we go. It's all coming together. Maybe.
I should use the appropriate object.
Right. Let's go in there. Mayhaps. Am I missing something?
I should use the appropriate...
Is it even in this room?
So, now here we have the fake train that we saw approaching Evesham Station last night.
Indeed.
Looks like a train to me.
Be patient, I haven't finished yet. Try using your imagination. Our train requires only a headlight and a steam whistle.
Aha!
We need to attack...
Huh. That'd do it. Okay.
I need something... The long pole is now attached. The headlight is...
Kind of clumsy of him to leave all that evidence and not spurn it.
The steam whistle.
Holmes, what can we do to make the steam whistle work?
It is elementary, my dear Watson.
Your classic line.
You need a fire extinguisher.
They had fire extinguishers back then? That's news to me. I believe it, but I learned something new. Fire extinguisher, eh?
The fire extinguisher. Now let us see what we have here. First of all, let us pump the pressure. The steam whistle. Watson, I do believe that we have created an exact replica of the train that vanished in front of us last night. The criminal mind can be most inventive. I am somewhat in awe.
So such a thing is possible. If someone went to all the trouble of creating this fake train, then it was surely with the intention of stealing the real one.
Ah, Watson, you should not jump to conclusions. In fact, this does not tell us very much at all, except that the train did not evaporate into thin air.
Although you half suspected it.
Huh. At any rate, we now need to find where the real train might be hidden.
Ah,
I suggest we
the
use
plot
the
thickens.
archives to find a more detailed map of our surroundings.
Well, I hope that justifies our having to load your massive archive suitcase onto the cab. It made us extremely unpopular with our driver.
Don't be a B-word, Watson. By B-word, I mean bird. Don't be a silly bird, Watson. Silly dilly bird. Just consult the archive.
Now we have two maps. We must combine them properly.
Ah, methinks. Yes.
Here it is. There is a side branch to the railway. Its first switch is located between Bridlington and Chesterfield stations. There is one more station to be visited. It is located between
A
Chesterfield
fourth station.
and there should be a side railway to the nearby quarry. There is a small section of a railway at the end of Evesham Station.
Power of information. Okay. Examine Evesham railway switch. The signs of activity. Solve mystery of the vanished train. Find what special wagon it's carrying. Examine the side railway branch that begins at the railway switch. Examine the side railway branch that leads to the quarry at the station located between Chesterton and Evesham. Examine the side railway branch at Evesham.
Holmes, look. There's a flooded area over here.
Ah,
I believe that the flooded area might be worth checking.
mayhaps, mayhaps. The game is afoot, Watson. Let's, check it out. I like you, Watson, but that's a little too intimate. Let's go this way. Did the real train go off the rails and they sent a fake train instead using that push me pull you thing? I think that's a scientific term for it. They've got, yeah, so did the real train end up in the lake? That would be pretty disturbing. What's going on over here? Just some bubbles. See what this station master has to say.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. John. We are investigating the case of the vanished train.
Is that so? Well, good day, gentlemen. I am Mr. Duff, the station master of this station. I'll be happy to help you in any way I can, but there's not much that I can tell you about last night.
Got a hard to place accent, Mr. Duff. I'm assuming it's a variation of English, but I don't know. Not an expert in languages. Take a look, see what Mr. Duff's got going on. These people have to be like, either Holmes does this really fast and we're seeing it in slow time, or people are like, why is this guy like looking me over and like being all weird and stuff? It's melancholy, so he's depressed. He's depressed because he has to kill a bunch of train passengers. He's missing a button. It's kind of odd. The struggle ensued. No, oh, he was married. The other station people were married. Looks like that explains why he's melancholic. He just went through a separation or something. What am I missing? No watch. How is it supposed to keep track of the time? Man, that's like part of your integral part of the stage, making sure the trains are on time and writing them in your ledger. What's wrong with you, man?
It appears that you may be at risk of some flooding along the line here.
You mean that the whole bloody lake is at our feet?
Quite so. But it is strange, because according to my map, there should be a quarry here, and behind that, the lake.
Indeed, sir.
How should I know? I only arrived here a few months ago.
Where did you work before that?
I was working in Nottingham, but I asked for a quieter place.
Were you Robin Hood of Nottingham?
Life is cheaper. I can't really complain.
He's a cheapster. It's my kind of fella.
Did any passengers leave or board the train last night?
No. I saw no one as usual. I reported the train's passage by telegraph. Just the same as all the other nights.
Goodbye, sir. It is obvious that we cannot inspect the quarry. Instead, we can check the beach area around the flooded lake.
I wonder if we needed to talk to him to unlock the beach area. See if it'll let us. Yep, now we can inspect the beach. Oh. Found what the special wagon was carrying. Where the branch begins at the railway switch, then the side railway is run to the quarry station, which is for that. Ah, there's the beach. Yeah, there's still the matter of the dirty shovels, and I think if I remember correctly, one of them had an ink blotch on him, but I think one of them had dirt maybe on his suit. I don't know why he's missing a button.
Railway post bags. This post bag belongs to the station master.
Let's see what's going on. Corwell Advocate Agency, Main Road, BR6 9HJ, Bromley, London. In reply to your last warning letter, I wish to assure you that I shall soon honor all the latest installments needed to pay according to my debts. Looks like he's maybe not the best speller, but I when you write enough, even the pro can make a mistake, but at first glance, just I'm deducing he doesn't know how to spell installments right. So it sounds like he's in debt. I don't know if it's due to a divorce or letter to wife.
The station master appears to have found himself in some financial trouble.
Depressing. 7 Alpine Street, Basford, Nottinghamshire, my darling. I ask you to trust me this time. I shall soon have more than enough money to repay the house mortgage. It's only a matter of days. You may continue living in the house without me, since that is your wish. Oh, poor station master. Poor Edward. Please let me know that I still care about you, and I hope that you will forgive me one day, despite of all the harm I have caused in recent years. Yours, Edward. Well, hopefully he wasn't abusive, but it sounds like maybe he was a bit of a gambler and gambled the money, which would not be good. But it sounds like he had some financial trouble that was outside of his control. Then I'd feel bad for him, but maybe he was a bit of a gambler. Who knows? He didn't know when to hold him. Know when to fold him. He did not know the times that he needed to walk away, or perhaps even the times he needed to run. I don't know if we should bring this up right now. Let's see what's in here. Anything of interest? The feeling we're missing some, just that, how do you say? I try to be thorough, but, I feel like we're missing some things. Maybe even in the other stations as well, not just this one. Okay, so... waiting hall. Is there anyone else in the station?
A funny character. He looks anxious.
And he is not an Englishman.
Why do you say that? He might be a citizen. I like the plants. The station's got the ambiance going on. It's got the plants and everything. It was kind of rude of the gentleman to throw his cigar stub. Of course, Holmes is going to sniff it.
This scent is familiar to me, but in order to recognize it, I must combine my associations into one picture.
Blueberry patchouli. Seeing a sombrero. Guessing that he's maybe Mexican? Maybe? Yeah, it's a sombrero.
A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. Ricardo.
You already know the name of this man? Holmes, you amaze me.
That's the brand of the cigar.
Watson, I refer to the cigar. It is a Ricardo Turrent, a Mexican cigar of an excellent quality. Quite an expensive one, too.
Whenever I think of stereotypical Mexican things, sombreros and, what is it, the hat dance? The hat dance song. It's very stereotypically what I think of. I think of Cubans when I think of cigars. I don't know. I know that's like they're famous for their cigars, but there's like a million countries that are famous for cigars. But The sombrero's hard to miss. It's pretty distinctly. You don't see a lot of people wearing sombreros in England in this this era. Horse racing magazines. Ooh. So exciting.
Newspaper articles on horse racing. Hurdle, steeplechase, and flat racing. He is a true enthusiast, Holmes.
I'm guessing he gambled away his money on the horses, yep.
Betting slips for horse racing.
And then his wife is divorcing him because he spent all the money on gambling.
Newspaper article.
Can I pick up these spectacles? No? Got a very British tea set going on.
A telegraph.
Yeah. So we kind of know why the station master's depressed. Where did that guy go off to? Let's go this away. And there's a ye old fire extinguisher. Yeah, that's so weird to me that they had fire extinguishers back then. I mean, it makes sense. But, you know, like... Oh, I can... Ooh.
This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs.
Those Chilean wine, those Chilean swine, they think they can snatch the future of the company from under our noses. We must not allow it to happen.
Apparently, there was a conflict between the Mexicans and the Chileans.
I'm not a genius, but is Chile's in South America, right? Or is it in Central America? Or is it not even in the Americas? Pretty sure it's South America.
This ashtray.
Just trying to think. There's South America's Colombia, right? Venezuela, Argentina, Peru, Brazil, Chile, and I'm missing something. But yeah, I think it's a South American country. And then of course Mexico is Central American. Central America is Belize, I just can think of Belize right now, other than Mexico. Just offhand. A little geographic knowledge. As a astute, world-renowned geographer that I am. I just want to feel good in case, like, one of those... You always see those videos where those people on the street, they're like, come up, they're like, name one country in the world that isn't, like, the United States or, you know, any of the... France or Britain or Germany or, you know... Or they'll say, you know, and I would actually have an answer. So that's why I know these different things, so I don't get pestered, or if I don't get, like, a... How do you say... On one of those videos that goes viral where they're like, this guy doesn't know anything, he's dumb. I'm like, well, at least I know some countries. I know, you know, like, there's the classic, you know, people say Africa when they mention a country, and Africa is a continent. But yeah, that's a big one. There's Egypt, Morocco, there's Guinea, there's Zimbabwe, Nigeria, Sudan. Yeah, I used to be pretty decent at geography. I have to really sit and think about it. So yeah, now we're just getting sidetracked. So I don't think there's anything else here. I think we found what we were supposed to find. Okay. Left luggage. Okay. The one guy mentioned a bag, the Australian dude. So I vote that we go back to that station before going to the beach. See if we can find his luggage and see if we can peruse it, so to speak. He might offer us some clues. That is, we should be able to get back. And then we'll go to the beach. Yeah, let's go back to, got Doncaster. Let's go to Chesterfield. I think Chesterfield. If it's not, it's Bridleton. No, it's Bridleton. Oh, this guy's got Crime and Punishment. He's got Tolstoy. He's the Russian author. That book that I never read, but I know that it's on that list of books that I need to read that everybody knows about, that are famous and historically famous. It's Dostoevsky. Dostoevsky. Yeah. Did he also write War and Peace? I think he was the big Russian author. Okay, so this is our, we just peer through the window here. Yep, there's our nervous station master. There's our Australian dude. Let's see if there's any... Let's check it and see if we can find his luggage. Oh, I think he actually left it somewhere else, maybe. Yeah. I don't think it was in Doncaster. Did he leave it? He was going this way, maybe? And he left it in Evesham? Now he's reading about railway. Oh, he's just looking at the casebook. Number recently used tools, so I bet we'll find some digging in the beach or something where they maybe diverted the train onto the track, off the tracks or something, into the lake. Hopefully not murdering all the passengers.
The entire train has disappeared.
We're back to the beginning. A very good place to start. There's the warehouse. Would it be in the warehouse? I doubt it. It's probably in the there's got to be left luggage somewhere. Wait, did I just...
This part is probably from a locomotive.
Interesting. Why would it be here?
An old locomotive bell. This part is probably... This place serves as a storage area for the station.
But it's not like they dismantled the train, per se. Interesting. Is there left luggage? I think we've already been in here. Yeah. Huh. Well, let's go to the beach. Why not? I can't remember if we found his bag earlier or not. Solve the mystery of the vanished train, find out what the special wagon was carrying, examine the side railway branch that begins at the railway switch. First, the railway branch, there's the station. Examine the side railway branch, examine Doncaster railway station. Okay, maybe we gotta go back to, maybe we missed something at Doncaster.
Here we are at the beach that is located near the quarry and Doncaster station. It doesn't look like a very good place to rest.
It's like maybe, some gypsies or something from...
An abandoned gypsy caravan.
Looks like some blood.
This place was abandoned fairly recently.
Blood and an axe.
Observing the coastline and the moored boats, we are able to see that the lake's water level dropped.
Weird.
The lake has flooded the quarry. The dam was probably breached.
Ah, the train is in the quarry. Methinks. Let's see. Feel like I'm in an old-timey movie. Old-timey movie. Charlie Chaplin will show up at any minute. Huh. Nothing to see there, I guess. Is there anything further up the road? Guessing not. Is there anything this away? Guessing not.
These traces were made by a carriage. Look.
Huh.
Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here.
Ah, it's a tape measure. I was wondering. It's an old-timey tape measure. What are we measuring, Sherlock? The distance of between the tracks?
Nothing interesting here. The distance between the tracks is about 6 feet 7 inches.
Huh. So the carriage type must be to get out our carriage types and confirm our measurements. We know it's heavy because of the indent.
The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep. These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials.
The changing rooms. Greetings from the lake beach. Look at all those dapper people just having a ball. Back when you just rode your horses right on the beach. Everybody had one-piece swimsuits. It was, a lot more modest, but maybe a little less exciting. He just keeps on wanting me to find something. What am I missing? Is it saying I have low T? What is it? Oh, a metal plate, huh?
A label with the name Las Zarpas.
Las Zarpas. Is that Chilean or Mexican? You tell me. Nice. We got that under our belt. Said, take a brisk jog back, Watson. Not too excitable, otherwise it wouldn't be British enough. Let's go back to... Yeah, let's go back to the Doncaster. We're missing something. Something is amiss. I don't think we have any new leads. The train never reached Evesham. It disappeared earlier. It was faked by someone who used a hand car and spare train parts. Huh. Well, I don't think the Chesterfield guy's in on it. He might be. But he seems like he's not very with it. To, like, be, like, a super evil mastermind. But that might be, like, the deceptive thing, is he's really, like, a brilliant evil genius that is making trains disappear. But, you know, like, I don't know. The Chilean stay on the train was just a coincidence. The controller moved all passengers from the train except for the Chileans. Yeah, the Chileans were the ones that were left on the train, I think. Huh. Okie dokie. Let's take a look-see. Good old Doncaster. Is there a missing luggage area? Yeah, it says that we need to keep exploring the Doncaster area. Did we already find the guy's briefcase?
This ashtray is full of... A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. These ashes and cigar stubs are similar to the one that we found on the floor. Some of the stubs were recently smoked. There are others that appear fairly old.
That means that the fellow spent several days here. Judging by his clothes, he's hardly a traveller or a tramp.
Well concluded, my dear fellow. A man who smoked the Ricardo brand of Mexican cigar spent several long days at Doncaster Station.
Interesting. The plot thickens. Is he waiting for the Chileans?
A telegraph.
Nice grandfather clock. This station's got it going on. It's got all the fresh air plants so you can get good fresh air while you're waiting. It's got a cozy grandfather clock of nice antiquity. It's got a working fire extinguisher. It's got a good old, I'm assuming Queen Victoria, photograph of Queen Victoria. This is gonna bug me. Did we get everything? So he was waiting for the train, which maybe never got here. We need to still examine. We haven't finished the Doncaster. So let's see if we're missing something. These shovels don't look used. Which station had the shovels? I guess we're gonna bust the whole about his alright, here we go.
There was a gentleman of Mexican origin, I believe, in the waiting room. Did you notice him?
What? A Mexican? Here in the back of beyond? Are you quite sure about that?
Goodbye, sir.
You'll find nothing interesting here, I'm afraid.
I thought we were gonna, confront him about his wife leaving him potentially and his gambling problem, but I guess not. Looks like there's nothing to see here, I guess. It's all gonna be about not standing in the exact spot I'm supposed to like highlight something. It's gonna take me all day to find it. Just take a look, see here.
Newspaper articles on horse racing, hurdle, steeplechase, and flat racing. Newspaper.
The sums.
It can be an expensive vice. This man had probably used all his savings.
Okay, now I think
A telegraph.
I don't think there's much else at this station we can bother with. Unless there's maybe another map. I can use, take off the wall somewhere. Maybe not. What are you looking at, Watson? You weird me out sometimes. Okay, let's
I observe that you are a gambling man, Mr. Duff. You had hoped that your relocation to this small town might have helped ease your addiction, but it was not to be.
I beg your pardon? Addiction to what?
So it's ironic because Holmes is addicted to opium. Yeah. This seems to be the way to get. We just got to go right to the
Found a number of horse
blackmailing to get
your office. Well, we all have our weaknesses. An expensive
Holmes, you're a bastard.
For a station master.
It is none of your business. I occasionally attend the races with my colleagues. And anyway, that's my private life.
Goodbye, sir.
You'll find nothing interesting here, I'm afraid.
Huh, well maybe that wasn't the best option. Maybe we should have asked them something else. There's left luggage. Okay, we think we got everything we can here. Yeah, we got all the Doncaster stuff. Side railway branch at Evesham. Let's knock it out one at a time. Let's go to Evesham. I like his brisk jog. He's definitely very determined. Okay. Gosh, money recently assured the lawyer ex-wife he'd be saving the money, then bought horses to the fact he can ill afford them. The train passed the Doncaster station. The station master reported it. The train never passed the Doncaster station. The trace mayor lied and sent the false report. Perhaps he was bribed with the money he desperately needed. So was he bribed by the Chileans then? Or the Mexicans? Were the Mexicans to derail the train with the Chileans on it? So many people involved in all this. We're gonna assume the worst of the Doncaster guy because we're just terrible people. Like, I could see there being a motive where the other guy was like straight up drunk, so like that doesn't really, like, in my opinion, leave him time to really mastermind stuff. If anything, maybe the Mexicans or the Chileans got him drunk. Okay. Watson, the game's afoot. There's not a lot of wiggle room, but at least I can kind of figure out what's going on. Ooh, what's this? Maybe nothing.
Railway sleepers. Nothing unusual. A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train. There are no tracks.
Am I missing something?
Railway sleepers. Nothing unusual. A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train.
Why would he not even look at it? Can I look at the paint? Is there paint on the ground? What is this white stuff?
There are no tracks or footprints on the ground.
Examine the side railway branch. The side railway, so not the rail tracks, the side railway branch. What does that mean? The side railway. There's the railway. Here's the branch, maybe. That's not very specific at all. I'd like to try to find that Australian dude's luggage.
This part is probably from a locomotive.
Indeed. I missed something on the junk pile.
This part is an old locomotive.
Okay. Weird. Weird. Evesham train station. Oh, this map is... Great Scott, Watson, this map is missing. Wait a minute, I stole that map. Never mind. Oh, they have a pretty nice, grandfather clock. I guess there's a little bit to each station. This isn't as fancy, but the waiting room isn't as big. It's still, we're back at the very beginning. Can't talk to these guys. Can't go forward that way. We missed something in the station master's office?
A telegraph.
Do we have to talk to this? Do we have new options to talk to the station master?
The entire train has disappeared. It's a disaster.
Railway post bags.
Nothing in the post bags. Examine the side railway branch at Evesham. Like a physical branch? Like a branch of a tree? Examine the side rail. Oh. Okay. Huh.
There was a building here not so long ago.
But I don't understand, Holmes. Why would anyone destroy the shed in such a manner?
It was disassembled in great haste. It is most odd.
That guy is the railway dude that in this branch is close to retirement, so he's not the young blood. So you think he would notice if somebody destroyed like a very prominent building.
But I don't understand, Holmes. Why would anyone destroy the shed in such...
Is there evidence? Is there anything here? What's this? Ah.
Traces. Let's take a closer look.
We get our tape measure.
The distance between the tracks is about
The same as the other, but the ones at the beach. Interesting.
The vehicle would have been heavy, as these tracks are quite deep. These traces are relatively fresh and were made by a large truck loaded with materials. The traces found at the disassembled shed near Evesham and at the lake were from the same vehicle.
Fascinating. Well then.
The whole train just disappeared. It's unbelievable.
Huh. Does the station master know anything about this? I was just a few days from retirement. I just didn't care.
It appears that there was a small warehouse near your station and that it was disassembled. Why is that?
It was burgled overnight about 2 weeks ago. The police have already started their investigation, but I doubt that they'll find anything.
What was inside the warehouse?
Nothing of value. A few 100 feet of standby rails and some spare railway parts. But it wouldn't be easy to steal all of that. Why would anyone want to?
See you later, my good man.
Alright, we're knocking these out. Examine the side road. There's where the station of between Chesterfield and Evesham. Is that the Don? Whatever? Doncaster one? So let's skedaddle through here. And yeah, it's the Doncaster. Dostoevsky. Yes. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a bit of a scholar, our Holmes. Okay. Let us go to the Doncaster train station. And I think we have to look at the tracks here as well, maybe. Maybe babies. Okay, let's take a look-see. Ooh. Okay, the plot thickens.
This railway branch should lead to the quarry. Let us take a look. The switch is rusted, but it still works.
Let's just wait, which way was it? Where was it originally? Okay. No, we want it to go through this way. We don't want the next train to go through into the quarry. Yeah, so they diverted the train into the quarry, which they flooded by opening the dam where the lake was. Was it the Mexicans that were derailing the Chileans?
The whole train just disappeared. It's unbelievable.
I don't know, it feels pretty obvious to me that the train is in the lake here somewhere.
The railway ends here. That is, the railway ends here.
Well, can I examine it?
That is strange.
Watson, you're in my way, Watson. I'm trying to examine things. I know you want to be part of the action, but you gotta give me a second here to, like...
The railway end.
What, can I examine it? What's going on?
The railway end.
Okay.
The whole train just...
Yeah.
It's...
You're brilliant, Watson. Maybe if we... Ooh, what's this?
The rail is rusted and looks old, but the railway is still usable. The rail is rusted and looks old, but the railway is still usable.
Fascinating. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting figuring out what's going on here with this mystery. Let's see what's next on the list. Find out. Examine this that begins at the railway switch. All right, let's Let's go to the railway switch. Speed off. See if you can deduce any more things. The train could have been sunk in the flooded quarry at the Doncaster station. The train cannot be sunk in the flood because there's missing some rails. Well, they could have just removed it using the tools. Yeah, I'm gonna say that it's in the quarry. What would that do? Does that disprove something else? It must have passed through the Chesterfield station. You know, he just didn't notice it, maybe. Well, dang it. I don't know. We're getting somewhere. Okay.
The switch is rusted, but it still works.
Well, it could have
Mines. This is interesting.
diverted it into the mines.
It would be quite possible for someone to redirect the train towards the mines.
Did they redirect it towards the mines and then do something with the Chileans and then put it back on the track and then sink it in the quarry? I'm just trying to place where... So Chesterfield is where it went off into the lake, right? Supposedly, according to our theory. So maybe they stopped at the mines to unload some, like, important stuff from that Australian inventor dude. Okay. So won't let us investigate the mines, per se. Not directly.
Mines. This is interesting.
The mines of Moria. No. So I don't think it's those mines. Watson, why don't you mind your own business? Okay. What do we got going on? Is there anything this way?
Go in the same direction as the
Yeah. That's what I thought. Probably can't go this way either. Okay. I think we have gotta head back towards the mines. Feeling that there might be danger there, though. There's a lot of money and intrigue involved. Alright. All related to the quarry. Stolen rail. Those temporarily covered the missing section of the railway to the quarry. Do any of these link up? I feel like it was orchestrated. We will continue on.
Here are the mines, Holmes. They appear to be abandoned.
This looks a little shorter.
Between the tracks is about 4 feet 8 inches.
Is that the size of a railway?
There is a wooden beam. There is a wooden beam. There is a lightly loaded a small vehicle with wooden beams.
It's like our cart somehow. It was our driver. You knew it, Watson.
Completely collapsed, Holmes.
It is.
It's difficult to follow you, Holmes.
Didn't see an invisible wall, Watson. Ooh. The train in the mine?
Someone removed these screws, most probably to take down the rail. A few feet of the rails have been dismantled.
The train in the mine or in the quarry? It's like somebody used some TNT and collapsed the mine.
This is an unusual kind of paper. Let us look inside. Sawdust. I am almost certain it is a... What's...
Oh, we're... Oh, okay. It's a dynamite?
Dynamite.
Fascinating.
Someone removed these screws. A few feet of the rails have been dismantled.
There we go. Trouble with this interface. But why would they blow up the quarry, though? Interesting. If there's anything in here. A metal box.
This box must be the safe.
Yeah.
The Mexican company Caracal and the Chilean Barcazas both want to buy the mines. I need more information.
The plot thickens.
Mycroft could help.
We could go to the Diogenes Club. New instructions to Weak-Hole security personnel. We inform you that the representatives of the Barcazas group are granted free access from now on. This company is the future owner of the mines. Also starting today, a no trespassing rule is upheld against any other representative of the Caracal consortium. The preliminary contract, the sale has been canceled. For any explanation, so it sounds like there's a sudden change.
It seems that both South American companies were involved in the purchase of the mine.
The man at Doncaster who fled our approach, he smokes Mexican cigars. Perhaps...
Yes, Watson. We should certainly speak with him.
What if he's a Chilean that prefers Mexican cigars? What do we do then? Or what if he's Spanish and he likes the Mexican cigars? Or Italian? Let's see. Slarpus. Interesting.
Holmes, how is it even possible for a train to disappear?
The mines and find out. Is it possible to hide a train there? Okay, so we still have a bit more to go.
Let us look inside.
I feel like we've been here before. Oh yeah.
I am all.
Had to restart.
It is a. What?
But that's okay, because this is the fun part of the game here. Oh yeah, blowing stuff up. First try.
Dynamite.
Okay, what's on the list? Doncasters.
Holmes, how is it even possible for a
I know, Watson. Trying to concentrate. Remember what's going on. To catch him unawares. If he's still there, even.
Please, sir, we would ask you not to leave. We have some questions.
Are you the police?
No, we are employed by the railway company. We are collecting witness statements about the train that disappeared last night.
Lo siento, I'm in a hurry.
Really? It seemed that you were waiting here for someone. Could you tell us if you were at the station last night?
No, I just arrived from South America.
A formidable journey, no doubt. Which country are you from?
De Chile.
All right, let's see what's going on with this guy. He's well dressed. He's got his cigar going on. Ooh, he's a martial artist. Interesting. I wonder how Holmes figured that out. Strong build. What am I missing? Expensive cigar. Wrinkles. So it's a bit on the older side. Or he was stressed.
Chile?
Or just
But
from
you are
smoking.
Mexican?
No, you are wrong. Why would you think I'm Mexican?
Mexican cigars.
Because of your cigars.
See, cigarrillos. So what?
Those cigars are the Ricardo brand, from Mexico. It is quite impossible to find them anywhere but there.
Ah!
Pero not your business.
I don't suppose that you are on vacation. What business brought you here?
I was to meet my fellow compañeros. Where did you arrive yesterday? They were on that damn train. I will stay here and hope that the authorities find them, or their bodies. It's now my responsibility to repatriate them.
Who authorized you to do that?
The company I work for.
Could you tell me the name of the company?
It's not your concern.
And what is your name?
Enough questions. Buenas tardes.
Not a very friendly man, and he is lying. He said that he just arrived, but we know that he has been here for several days. Holmes, how is it even possible for a train to disappear?
Use the telegraph. I bet you that will tell us what the...
I asked Mycroft to find out some information on the WEA Coal Company. Here is his reply, and it is an interesting one.
As a personal telegraph that reaches the railway station, is connected somehow. There are two companies, the Chilean Barskas and the Mexican Carco, both wanted to purchase the wheat coal mines. The Mexican Carco consortium had established that initial deal would rid the vapors. However, the Chilean Barsas group, aided by their influential connections, managed to snatch the deal with pollution for the mine. So maybe the cartel company was a little peeved at the Barcazas. I know that I just lost all of my Spanish-speaking audience because I'm terrible at speaking Spanish. Nada comprende español. Mucho nada comprende. Oh my gosh. I used to. It's funny. I should have took Spanish. When I did take a Spanish class in high school, or high school or middle school, I think middle school, I actually remembered everything from the first day, and then I just didn't. I just got scared and got a different class, but I just stuck with it. I could have learned pretty good Spanish. Judging by the expensive brand, learning a language is intimidating. Judging by the expensive brand of this man's cigars, the clothing he wears, we may conclude that he is financially wealthy. So tobacco surrounds him, and his breath is harsh, indicating that he has been smoking heavily for the past few days. And the Cow's man is well practiced in the martial arts. Why would they send a karate dude to check on a railway? Seems like more of a company thug, maybe. Maybe the I forget, it starts with a C. The company. Okay. Oh, no. Back. No. Clues. Mexican cartel grudges. Ah, things are developing. The Mexicans organized the Chileans to stay on the train. That's why the controller moved all the passengers except for the Chileans. There was heavy prints. Hmm. Um. Still feel like it's espionage.
A telegraph.
Alright, what we got? Find out what the special wagon was carrying. Where was this? Where did we find this? Was it? Was it Bridleton? Oh, the left luggage door just opened.
Railway post bags.
Actually, this might not be the station I'm thinking of. Huh.
I will not move from here until I receive my refund.
It's a scandal. An absolute outrage.
Alright, we'll keep on the line. Bridleton, let's try... Did we just come from Chesterfield? No, we came from Doncaster. Is it Chesterfield that the special wagon was... I can't remember. The Mexican grudge against the Mexican plenty sales. Merchants from the Chileans.
These tools were used quite... These tools...
There's the station master. It's our jovial fellow. It's our jovial fellow.
You have quite a number of dirty tools lying around here.
Ah, yes. Well, thank you for reminding me. I should clean them. Although, might be easier to put them outside. Seems it might start raining soon.
I meant, what were they used for?
Some workers come here and borrowed them from me. They wanted to lift the edge of the railway to one of the stations on the line, so that the water wouldn't come in too close.
Who were these workers?
Well, they didn't seem to be from the company, but they was fine lads. They invited me to share a drink, and whatever it was, it had a kick to it. They wasn't English. No, I don't believe so. But see, they knew just what a man needed to brighten up his dull evening.
Holmes, how is it even...
Ah, will I ever get any peace?
Interesting.
This bin is full of empty bottles.
Okay. Where are we going? What's going on? Interesting. It's a railway handcar. Special wagon. Here's the special wagon. Let's take a look-see. Las Zarpas, huh? Zarpas label found at the beach near the lake. Let's take a look through our archives. The newspapers that look for the words Las Zarpas. Dudley and Stevens cannibals. Hellenistic treasure stolen. Flying lobsters. Queen's Golden Jubilee. Study in Scarlet. Study in Scarlet's another Sherlock Holmes adventure. London Match Girl Strike. Jack the Ripper. The Whitechapel Murders. That's one and the same. It's also Jack Ripper. The same year they had the murders, they must have found them. I know of Jack the Ripper, but I don't know a lot about the time frame that took place. Yeah, they kind of got some Easter eggs with some of these Sherlock Holmes stories. The picture of Dorian Gray. It's back when you could just print stories in the newspaper. The picture, maybe it's a review of the story. I doubt they'd print the whole story. Picture of Dorian Gray is an interesting story if you ever get a chance to read. All right, let's check encyclopedias. Houses of Parliament. Antique art at the British Museum. The global economy, real economics. Las Zarpas and technology. The Las Zarpas barges are leaders in heavy goods transportation. The Las Zarpas belongs to the Mexican consortium. Caracal, who covers shipping, electricity, services, and mining.
Here it is.
Okay, we got Las Zarpas. Let's see if we have any new deductions here. Alright, it's all coming together. Oh, wow. Train has been sunken, flooded. Oh, wow. So, yeah, it's all coming together now. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it feels like, you know, they had two companies competing, a Mexican company and a Chilean company, both of whose companies I cannot pronounce, that were competing to get a... Where were they competing? For the Australian guy's invention, I think. Or the railway, I can't remember. I think it's his invention. So they're traveling by railway, and the Mexicans laid a trap for the Chileans and either kidnapped or drowned them with the train in the quarry to take the account, it seems. Yeah, it looks like they might have drowned the Chileans, which is pretty crazy. It was careful time where the Mexicans killed the Chileans that sank the train in a flooded quarry to hide their crime. Mexicans' inhumanity towards the Chileans have cost many lives, must act quickly, contact Lestrade to allow the police to perform their loud swift justice, even at the risk of international conflict. A criminal organization such as this cannot be confronted directly. It requires a delicate approach. Give Mycroft the chance to resolve the conflict, even though it might be protracted, and turned it to his own advantage. Well, if we want to go the selfish route, Mycroft is our brother, and we could hook our brother up with this case and give him the credit or the prestige or the reward for it. But just looking at it from a ethical viewpoint, we have it sounds like the Mexicans already drowned the Chileans. So the temptation is to blindly, like the blind justice, sounds good option, just to go in guns blazing and take care of it right now. But, we should probably think about this. If the Chileans are already dead, time is no longer of the essence. If the Chileans are still alive, then maybe we would, that would change the whole thing, where we'd probably value their lives. We'd have more chance to value their lives over political intrigue, depending on how grave the consequences. If the political intrigue consequences were graver than the Chileans' lives, and were a matter of national security for the British, or that there was, a greater picture that there was a reason that to play political games, it might actually be more life-saving to play political games. And so I just think because we know that the Chileans are dead, then we'll play political games because it's easy to make the choice now because we don't have to. There are no lives on the line. The stuff it's already been done. So let's do this. Sherlock Holmes even like makes the illustrations for his cases. Pretty impressive artwork there.
Then the case is solved, Holmes. What do you intend to do?
Well, I shall require assistance for the arrests. There were accomplices.
Ah, but I know that look. You have your own ideas. What are they, Holmes?
On the one hand, we have the local constabulary and advice from our friend Lestrade. The problem we have there is that the authorities seem to be incapable of acting quietly. They rely on brute force. It could result in an international scandal. Our other option is Brother Mycroft and his tedious political games. He will locate the guilty parties without any trouble, but it will be a long and drawn-out process, and possibly with
nobody wins.
That will be to Mycroft's benefit. But I think I'd prefer to give Mycroft a chance. We should overlook our personal differences on this occasion.
Let us go home, then. I'd like to begin writing a draft of this story.
No, I did not say that we had finished here yet.
Well, all right. What did I miss?
Watson, we know that the Barkazas Company directors were drowned in the flooded quarry, along with the train and Robinson's prototype. But we still need to corner the guilty party.
But how do you intend to prove... Oh, no. Please don't tell me we have to dive into the lake.
Huh. You may rest assured that I have a far better idea. We have only to use our corrupt Doncaster station master as bait. He will unwittingly trap our Mexican friend.
Of course, you already had a plan. I shall follow you, Holmes.
It all comes together.
Well, the case is solved, and we shall be heading home. May we have 2 tickets to London, please?
Right away, but... Wait a minute. You've solved the case?
In a manner of speaking. Can you believe that the rescue service miraculously saved one of the Chileans who were on board the train? The police have ordered his immediate escort to London on the next train.
He pulled through, then? He's alive?
Yes, by extreme good fortune. His condition is quite serious, and the method of transportation has its risk, but he will be held securely by the doctor and police officers. The gentleman carries some vital information on this case. I am sure of it.
Ah, really?
Your station will be famous, Mr. Duff. The journalists will be here before you know it. Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Sometime later. Uh-oh.
Gentlemen, you are under arrest.
Caramba! You traitor! You double-crossed me!
Holy. Well, had to think fast.
Holmes, I had to do it.
It is all right, Watson. He got what he deserved.
Oh my God!
They did murder a lot of Chileans.
Dead man.
You shouldn't be so glad about it. You'll be up before the judge.
Your testimony will be of great importance to the investigation. I would remind you that
It'd be
your
really
cooperation will be the best way.
a test of your eye-hand coordination to shoot
After I
a gun out of somebody's hand.
I vowed never to take another human life.
Watson, you did in fact save a life. You should focus on that. Now come, there is still much to do.
Not that the train master's that great of a guy. Okay. This carefully planned murder, the Mexicans killed the Chileans and sank the train to hide their crime. The dam breach was played to their advantage. They used their own barges to keep the train on the run for a few seconds, then sank the flooded quarry. The railroad tracks removed to hide the crime. A criminal organization such as this cannot. So yeah, I would have worded it a little different. I would have said the something company killed the other company. But you know, the idea is that there's at least one criminal organization, if not two. You know, or two companies and one consulted criminal organization. All right, Mexicans drowned the Chileans, or the Carcos company drowned the other company. I can't remember. Okay. All right. You're about to finish the case. Save files for stuff you like this. Yes. I'm curious where we're at. It looks like our personality is neutral, so we didn't make, you know, any necessarily morally egregious decisions. We didn't make any necessarily morally profound decisions. We just kind of solved the case, I guess. Okay. I was kind of curious to see where we land, but at any rate, that's that. So thank you very much for your patience with this Sidequest episode. It took a lot longer than I would have thought, but I finally got it recorded, and yeah. So tell me if you like side quests that aren't necessarily from the Elder Scrolls series, and what you think of Sherlock Holmes, and yeah, we'll see you again soon for another adventure on Donald Plays.